So we're gonna start the new chapter, chapter 3. The title is Sign of the Second Degree Trinomial Inequality. It's page 34. We're gonna do just one part today, is how to factorize and find the sign of a quadratic equation. Why I mentioned the factorized? لأنه already last year, especially grade 11, يعني in grade 10, you know how to do the sign from the factorized form. You don't know how to do it if it was quadratic, okay? So I'm gonna show you why now it's like this and why I can do it like this. So I start first. First one, I'm talking about quadratic equation, okay? And I'm talking about ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? But before I start this one, Male, I'm gonna give you a small remark. This remark is very important and I want to do the link for you for the quadratic equation from the preceding chapter. Now, in the preceding chapter, when we were solving the equations ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, okay? We were doing two solutions, x1 and x2. One solution, double solution, يعني x1 equal to x2. وعندنا no solutions وقت بكون delta is negative. طيب, what does it mean? Miss, if you take the equation, the function ax squared plus bx plus c, and you go draw it in the graph, إذا أنا بدي أرسم هالquadratic equation, okay? The form of this quadratic equation is a parabola, شكلها U, okay? I'm sure that grade 12 know that. هيدي its form is U. When I say equal to 0, what does mean equal to 0? ما هيدي يعني this one is y, okay? When I solve يعني I need to find for which value of x y is equal to 0. شو يعني intersection with x prime or x. طيب, when I say that I have two roots, شو يعني I have two roots x1 and x2? يعني when you draw this quadratic equation, it will cut x prime or x in 2 points, okay? هيدا يعني there is two roots, يعني there is two intersection with x prime or x, and it could be this form or this form, the u, when it cuts to. هون هيدي delta positive, يعني هون عندي two roots, يعني عندي two intersection with x prime or x. When I say I have double root, it means if I draw the parabola, it cuts x prime or x in 1 point. بيجي 1 point هيك, okay? يعني this is the intersection, or it can be هيدا downward like this is the intersection. And when I say there is no roots delta negative, it means the parabola cannot cut the x prime x. يعني cannot cut the x prime x يعني. Or the parabola, for example, is here or here. It will not cut it. أو up هون هيك like this. And on those red cases, هون delta negative يعني there is no intersection with x prime or x. Why I'm doing this? How are you gonna see in the exercise? Okay, in the chapter. So I will go back to the explanation here. So first, when I have delta positive, it means I have two roots. I have two roots, x1 and x2. And I told you, if x1 is a root, يعني x minus x1 is a factor. If x2 is a root, يعني x minus x2 is a factor. And how do we factorize the equation ax squared plus bx plus c? Here, a factor of x minus x1, x minus x2. Okay? Now, how do we study the sign of a quadratic equation? The rule is, I need to find the roots when I'm working with delta positive. So, when you were in grade 10, grade 11, okay, and I think grade 12 they know it, okay, you were doing the sum of each one. يعني حاجة أذكركم فيها شوي. I'm عامل example. إذا عندكم x minus 2 times x plus 3, okay? You were doing the roots. يعني 2 minus 3. جيتوا كنتوا تعملوا هيك like this. You put here minus 3. Okay, you are doing like this, guys. You put here 2. Okay, تعملوا كنتوا one line, sorry, another one. هون كنتوا تكتبوا the result of the product. ما هيك؟ كنتوا تكتبوا the factors. For example, you are writing x minus 2. هون is 0. Okay, you had like this. You're doing like this. I'll try to fix it. شوي. Okay, I'm gonna try to fix it. We're doing like this in grade 10. Now we will not do it anymore. Okay, like this. So here, and then you had هون كنتوا تقولوا same opposite the values هون bigger than 2. You can take a value, for example 3, it's plus. So I'm say same as a هون opposite as a. Then you were taking x plus 3. can do down the same as A. If you take a value bigger than -3, you have here plus and minus. And in the end, you are doing minus times minus plus 0 minus 1 is 0. Why? It's 0. Now I'm saying 0 times a number. 1 is 0 times a number gives me 0. 1 is 0 times a number gives me 0. And here it's plus. Okay? Now we're gonna do this final result directly here. The rule is for the quadratic equation, when I have two roots, they want same as A, opposite same, SOS. So same, opposite same. يعني if I want to look at this one, هيدي how it was if I develop it. هيدي if I develop it, how it was like this. Look at me. هيدي بتكون x squared and a minus 2x plus 3x. So it's plus x. This is a developed form. Okay? And I have minus 6. And if I do delta for this one, or I do use my calculator, now you know how to do it. The roots will be, so شو بعمل? How do you study the sum of x2 plus x minus 6? I use my calculator to find the roots. You don't need to do delta anymore. I put the A on my calculator, B on my calculator, C on my calculator. The roots are 2 and minus 3. I put it in order. Here, minus 3. And here is 2. And the sign, same, opposite, same. What is the sign as A here? Positive. So same, opposite, same. Look at this. It's the same. Okay? So now from now on, you remember the rule. SOS, same, opposite, same. So when I have two roots, I put the roots. I use my calculator to find the roots. And here is 0 أكيد for x1 and x2. And same, opposite, same. But I'm gonna show you why same, opposite, same, okay, when I graph it. When I say A positive, تفهم الخبرية. When I say A positive يا miss, okay, يعني the function is upward, okay, رح هول ال x1 and x2. Can you see it? x1 and x2, okay. A is positive. If you look at all the roots before this one, يا حني how the solution. شفتون this part here? It's y. What is the value of y of those? هون كلهم positive. هاي positive لأنه of y. Okay, so same as A. If you look at the values of the solution here, those هيدي part. Also y is positive here, so same as A. And if I look at this part here, هيدي part الحلوة هون. All y of this is negative يلي هني opposite of A. That's why بنقول نحنا same, opposite, same. Let's see if A is negative. What will happen to the function? It's downward. دحني x1 and x2. Do you see x1 and x2? This is x1 and this is x2. Okay? All the values here, هودي negative. هون the y here are positive وهون ال y negative. مش same, opposite, same. What is the sign of A? مش negative يا حي same, opposite sign as A, same sign as A. So from now on, when I want to study the sign of a quadratic equation, I need to find the roots using my calculator. And the rule is I put the roots here, x1 and x2. If I got two roots, أكيد أنا gonna do هلا delta negative delta equal to 0. And the rule is same, opposite, same. هلا if you're lost, take values maximum. Just in between to know. If between is minus and the both outside are positive when delta is positive. Okay? I will pass now to delta is negative. When delta is negative, no roots. يعني what does it mean? I cannot factorize my quadratic equation. So all the time when delta is negative, there is no roots, the sign is same as A all the time. I will show you why. If A is positive, عم بقول أنا delta negative يعني it doesn't, the function cannot cut x prime or x, okay? So when A is positive يعني I'm working upward يا حي هون. There is no roots. Show me. Can you see here what are all the values of y here? مش كلهم positive all the values of y? يعني same as A. When delta is negative and A is negative يعني the function is downward here and it cannot cut x from y. عم راوكب. So what are the values of y here? All are negative, same as A. So when I have delta negative, I can't factorize the quadratic equation. And there is no roots here, and it has one sign. يعني all is minus or all are plus. Let's move now to, I hope that I'm talking slowly, Giuliano? C delta is equal to 0. Double root, it's an identity. And but also the rule is same sign. But here we have a root here, okay? So I will give you an example to show it to you. But as I said here, if I have double root, and it cuts in 1 point. When A is positive upward function, upward, It's y is all the time positive. When a is negative, the function is downward, and the values are all the time negative. You're gonna tell me, Miss, how it can have a negative sign وهي identity. Oh, يعني identity is all the time squared يعني positive. كيف يا مس؟ رح نشوف. I will give you the first example. If you have x squared plus 4x plus 2, okay? It's an identity. Let's try to factorize it. You know it. This is x plus 2 squared, okay? What is the sign of this one? It's positive all the time because it's squared. And what is the coefficient of a? Positive, positive. But let's take this one. If you have minus x squared minus 4x minus 2. Like this, it's not an identity. But I can do minus factor of what? X squared plus 4x plus 2. So it's equal to minus x plus 2 squared. What is the sign of this one? It's all the time negative. This one is squared positive, so minus, same sign as a. It means if I want to do the sign of this one home, I put the root here. What is my root here? It's minus 2. And what is the sign? Plus, plus. I'm going to change the color. If I want to do the sign of this one, my root also is minus 2. But what is the sign? Honey, I have 0. I have 0. Don't forget it. I have minus, minus. So you need to put in your mind when delta is equal to 0. When delta is equal to 0 or delta negative, all the time the quadratic equation مس هلا صارت 10 إلا ربع. So sorry يعني. So all the time when delta is 0 or delta is negative, the sign of the quadratic equation is the same sign as a. But the only difference in the double root and delta 0, there is a root here that makes it 0. But delta negative, there is no value that makes it 0. And when delta is positive, I have two roots, and the rule is same, opposite, same as a. Same sign as a, opposite as a, same sign as a. Okay. Next. Now I'm going to study the sign. I'm doing some examples here. Okay? I want to study the sign of 3x squared minus 4x minus 7. هلا from now on, you don't need to do delta and all those things. I can use my calculator. When I did a minus b plus c, I can use my calculator. The roots are minus 1 and 7 over 3. Okay, I'll put minus 1, 7 over 3 in order. Those are 0. Same, opposite, same. What is the sign of a here? Positive. So plus, minus, plus. It means if I take any value less than minus 1, the value is positive. Bigger than 7 over 3, the value is positive. And in between, the value is negative. How you can use this table? I can ask you, for example, solve 3x squared minus 4x minus 7 negative. So where is the negative part? Here. So what will be the solution of this inequality? As you were doing this last year, but going to down all the steps. S is equal, the solution is between minus 1 and 7 over 3. I open it and it's not equal here. If I had here equal and equal to 0, I will close like this. Okay? And if I had the solutions positive, it will be minus infinity minus 1 union 7 over 3 plus infinity. We'll see it later. Another example, I need to study the sign of 4x squared minus x plus 6. This one, if you use your calculator, you're going to see that you have complex number as solution. Oh, delta is negative. Delta is negative. What does it mean? Same sign as a. So what is the sign of this one? It's all the time positive. أهم شيء على طول نكتبه like this. And here you need to write this equation. Here I don't have a space. So this is positive all the time. I go to another example. 3. If I look at this one, minus 4x squared plus 20x minus 20. If I do delta, delta is 0. It means this is an identity. Delta is 0. And this quadratic equation has delta is 0 and 1 root. What is the root? It's 2. Yani this one just cut x from x on 1.2, and this is downward. So it has all the time the same sign as a. Yani y is all the time negative. Look here, those are the value of y. They are all negative. 1 and minus y. Negative, okay? So what is the sign of this one? It's negative all the time, but don't forget to put the value of 2 and it's 0. Okay, so what is the sign of this one? It's negative all the time, and 2 makes this expression 0. Okay, another example.